And this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff. And we play games.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital es
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は、
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Benedese. How do you know Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant.
ça, ça, c'est ça, che c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nei. Man. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangba, okay, Bangbas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente... è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo, io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or what? And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, but sounds vaguely like Hogun in Hok in Hogun in Korean, or Waku in Japanese, and that's because it is the exact same kind of character.
Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I'm Elise, translator, writer, and editor with 20 working languages, and this is the stream where we play some games and we talk languages and language learning. This time, people had been asking about doing some chess last time, so I was thinking we'd do a bit more of that. I do occasionally play chess in here, so we're going to do a bit of that. Let me just start out. Let me just by, well, getting my windows where I need them, mostly. Okay. Do a bit of blitz, maybe. Okay, got the black pizzas. And we're doing a Sicilian. A lot of people like to do that queen move. It's not a great way to start the game, though. It's mostly for opponents who don't know that you can just block by putting this pawn here on e6. It's only a slight modification of the way I usually play this opening. Well, let's see. Get castled to safety. What do you do? Ah, yeah. Okay. Castles. Castles. Now, I'm guessing the idea here is get this knight down to g5, which could be a mating attack. Except I've got a knight there, so it isn't, is the thing. And now that knight is going to have to find someplace else to be. There we go. I'm not really happy with my kingside pawn structure here, but I can deal. I think I'd rather avoid that being taken. Okay, we can actually begin to set up an attack on the king side now. What happens now? And this bishop here is still hanging too. So I think the next thing that happens, yeah, get that hanging bishop.
Attacking the queen, also potentially attacking this knight depending on where the queen goes next. And if the coast is clear, then I can threaten mate. Oh, but there is... Yeah, I did not see that, but fortunately, neither did Chess Novice, huh? Gonna get an en passant. Going for that. We shall see. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. Attack that queen again. Gotta get this bishop developed. That is one weakness I've got going here. But Chess Novice is not looking very good on time. And now the queen's attacked. Again. And I think I'm winning this one on time. GG. Okay, getting off to a nice start. Let's keep on going with the blitz then. Okay, I've got black again. Now we're doing a d4. So I'm going to play this sort of non-committal solid thing that I like to play against d4 because I just haven't found anything I like better yet. Castles. Okay. Getting 2 knights in an interesting sort of location there. Kick that bishop. And the queen wants a little bit of that. We can oblige the queen to. I want to avoid any nasty discoveries. And it suits me that this pawn, this white pawn, is here because it blocks a lot of the queen's options. This diagonal is not very useful for the queen as a result. Okay, I do have to concern myself. Not so much. I've got this pawn, and then I open up that knight, that rook, so that's cool. Okay. Get those. Kind of happy with this bishop here. I think I'm going to leave it where it is. But, however, not. Let me see. Threatening mate. Not because I expect to get mate. Okay. But as I want to mess up the pawn structure a little bit. Attacking the queen and also providing a little bit more protection to my bishop pair, because I like that bishop pair a lot. I think that bishop pair has good things ahead of it. At the moment, we both have a bishop pair, so let's see. Okay. Getting a little bit of space opened up. Oh no, that's no good. I'm on the light squares there. See, how's my audio? Seems okay. Oh well, I'm very short on time. I gotta be careful from now on. Yeah, this is not going well. Being this low on time is not a helpful factor. Right, GG. So it's okay, so I lost on time once, won on time once. So it's just sort of a parade of timeouts. I think I'm gonna switch over to rapid just so there's a little bit less of that. Oh, and I get to play with the white pieces, so that's a plus. This is annoying, but I think it's manageable. Let's just get castled. Try to get my knights where I actually want to have them. There's a knight fork I have to worry about right here. But for now, I'm okay because I've got that, bishop there. And GG. Rating inflation is a bit of a thing over at Lee Chess. Although I don't think that was really I mean, yeah, you just lost a piece, but on the other hand, there's still plenty of things that can be done. I mean, I wouldn't resign this personally. Then I really don't resign to anything. Okay. I'm doing a flank opening. Finally, my hair is drying. Right. We're going out to the shops in the rain. Now, that was not a great move here. Because now that bishop is now completely cordoned off from that long diagonal. Depending on what the idea is, I suppose, but that is one weakness with setting up like this and then playing e4. Okay, so neither of us have the bishop pair. Well, this is a fork. And this is winning a piece. And creating a certain amount of awkwardness for the king. Can't move this pawn now. So if that pawn moves forward, then I am in a very nice position for all sorts of nasty little surprises. But I don't want to give any breathing room to those ill-advised advancing kingside pawns. Okay, what was that? C4. Not too worried about C4. What I'd really like to do is find another place for this bishop, though. So if I take because if I can get this bishop re-maneuvered, then I can come through with those rooks and start an attack. Hoping white takes. So then I take back, and then my bishop is still looking at the thank you. That's what I was hoping for. That is exactly what I wanted. is now my rooks are free to advance. My bishop is still looking at this. Okay. Opportunistic little check. This rook here can't advance. Oh, but that rook can. Oh, hello is actually threatening that rook. At this point, it suits me to trade off that rook, because in the end, I still get to have a rook. I get to... I've got a... Well, I mean, no. Open up this diagonal a little bit more. There we go. Trying to maintain check to avoid stalemates. And GG's.
Ah, shit.
Where'd it go? You know, the real tragedy of Kurt Cobain was that he never got to experience a modern air fryer. Apparently this is a thing we're doing now. Helen Mirren decided to have a very mushroomical interview. I don't even know what she was thinking, but I'm glad she said it out loud because we needed that. Okay. Let's have one more and then we're going to take a little bio break. Oh, we get the white pieces. Okay. Let's get castled. Kinda don't mind that. Oh, that was that. Oh, bloody hell. Can't believe I just did that. Was not great. That was a reflex action. Because that's what I would always play next. And this is why you should probably think more than I just did. And indeed, more than Sardenis. Oh god, okay, now. Can't believe it. Okay. We're gonna do it that way. Okay, so I fucked this up really and truly.
but I have a chance at redemption. A small chance, but it's there. Because takes. I don't see that being very likely because it would be a really bad move to be making. But if I just made some really unusually bad moves myself, maybe I can count on Celtics to reciprocate. But probably not. Okay. No, I gotta keep that where it is. Let's see if there's any way to salvage this. I don't think there is. Especially not after that. But stalemate remains a possibility. The stalest of mates. You didn't even need to do that. Hey, you could have done that on the last move. GG! That was not great. That was not my best performance, not even in the day, just like in... I think that might have been the worst game I've played in a very long time. But I'm going to take a little bio break. I will be back in just a few minutes. And... oh, that's because I scrolled down. Hi, and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I am Elise, translator, editor, and writer with 20 working languages. And this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff. And we play games.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital es...
還元一級の先というのは、本当に、誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は、
Okay, we've leveled up, and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Uyum. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant.
Ça, ça, ah c'est ça, che c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique et de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Man. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangba, okay, Bangbas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente... è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo, io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or what? And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or sounds vaguely like hogun and hok, the hok in hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, ça change chasser,
C'est chasser son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach drum. Dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt.
Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora y editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idiomas, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más.
Zwei Zwetschgenzweigen zwitscherten zwei tschechische Schwalben. Tres tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal en tres tristes trastos.
Oh, I see. This is Diche Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boya. Posso Milao. Pote. Buenese. Proteine. Utros. Protobulo. In the designated chicken eating area, obviously.
Okay, still 3 times I have to defeat him. And I don't have a whole lot of health left.
Monsieur.
See.
Livre. Liwe, livla.
Paks.
Mustan kissan paksut posket.
Macieje.
Yeah.
Ja. Si. Vysoký. Macieje. Proč? Víte. Počkej. A. Si. Track 6.
Aspri Petra xes aspri aptonilio xex asproteri. Aspri Petra xes aspri apton ilio xes asproteri.
En coginio panas.
Oh boy.
Ferrad verda ferda vetri.
Jacob. Hefed. 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 Hek. Hek. Hek.
Саша по шоссе.
А Саша по шоссе несла сушку на счастье и сосала сушку. А Саша по шоссе несла сушку на счастье и сосала сушку.
Mwalimu.
The survey. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Ирак чима в чипах, чемп, чавю, ченчи, чини. Чирак чима в чипах, да, чирак чима в чипцах, чемп, чавю, ченчи, чини. Бакакит альшит. Хикрine. Бакакит альши, хикрine.
Oh, things do cat sounds. Meow and the pictures of the fish. That's they were proud.
Sööpä. Pupu. Yrittävät. Uraista. omena.
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
Okay, and we are back. Get the windows where I need them. And let's see if we can improve on my last performance, which was not good. If I can just find it. Ah, there it is. Yes. Ah, okay, good. Okay, got the white pieces playing the English. Hmm. Okay, this is not the setup I prefer, so we will have to work around it a little bit.
Okay. GG. Again, not one that you'd necessarily need to resign. I think there were still winning chances. This is an annoying structure for me to deal with, but... And not to mention my king is just completely exposed. Okay. Now what are we doing? This is the Lee Chess version of Puzzle Rush. Well, these are material winning puzzles so far. It's not hard to end up with a new record when it's the first time you've ever played it. My best on Puzzle Rush over at chess.com is like 30 something. Okay, what have we got here? I can fork, win a rook. That is mate. So is that. Wait, how's white in check? Oh, duh. Right, obviously. Okay, what are we doing here? So...
Okay, this is white. I've got a fork. Win a rook. A rook for a queen. I'd read that as normal. Did not realize that was how to play again. Normal and not normal. God, this is Swiss German. Okay, so I can win a rook if I go here. But is this... If I go here, I think that's mate. What can... Yeah, that's mate. Win a queen. Okay, what are we doing now? So, we've got queen versus queen here. Oh, but I can also win a rook. Not even sure what I was supposed to do there. I thought the idea was to maintain the opposition by moving a pawn. But I guess I could have moved that one space rather than two. And I timed out. Okay, what's going on here? With a rook. Okay, is there mate in here, or am I just winning material? Mm-hmm. Ah, bollocks. Okay. So there's a trade there. I don't think I'm doing the trade. I think I'm winning a rook. Well, winning the exchange anyway. Oeh. Die bisherige record is 13 gezien. Okay, that looks like a free knight. Looks like and is. Mate. Free rook. Get a queen. Mate. Hey Riveroon, how you doing? Rook. Okay, what's the idea here? Oh, I can win a queen. That's the idea. This is Puzzle Storm, which is basically you have a very limited time and you have to see how many chess puzzles you can solve. Ah, bollocks. I know the feeling. It's been an exhausting sort of a week. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, it has been tiring, but okay, now what are we doing? A three-way fork with the rook. Bollocks. I've done better. I was sure that was going to be under promotion. Okay, what's going on here? Some endgame stuff this time, that's nice. Okay, we got a fork. Rook for queen again. Fork. $17. Okay, getting better. I haven't played chess puzzles in a bit. So what are the languages we've got in here? Chuvash, Kamraik, Elinika. Kurdi. Euskara. Vasajawa, Kyrgyzja, Makedonski, Pali, Pashto, Urdu, Yoruba. All sorts of language options here. Am I missing Arabic? Oh, it ought to be. There we go. Okay, what can we do? I guess check. Alex. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on there is mate. Okay, that wasn't it. Not actually sure what was it, but that wasn't it. مرة أخرى. With a rook and possibly mate. So, okay, we get a rook. Free rook. Win the exchange. Okay. Now what's going on? Oh, what's going on is I got that one wrong. Okay. Yeah. Queen for a rook. Or a rook for a queen, depending on how you look at it.
And I'm winning. Mate. What do we have here? Right. What can we do next? We can do that. Win a bishop. Hell. Now, what's happening here? Oh, what's happening here is I ran out of time. Oh, it helps if you're moving your own pieces.
my favorite opening disasters there. You set your queen up to be pinned to the king. Okay. That looks like... What does it look like? Oh, I see. Another pinning the queen to the king job. That wasn't it. Smothered mate. Now what? Yeah, here we go. apiece. So what's going on now? Let's see what we have in our video collection for this week. Okay, why isn't that scrolling? Is my joystick here? Let's see. Oh, that's the problem. Ah. Français écrit, français parlé. Quelles sont les différences? Okay, let's check this out. This is a channel apparently. Yeah, this is called French with Panache. Comment avoir du
Tu trouves que
style?
ton français est ennuyeux?
Okay, hang on. Have we got other subtitles? Maybe not Arabic subtitles for the non-French speakers in chat?
Envie de le rendre plus engageant, plus dynamique, et en même temps, t'as pas envie d'apprendre plein de nouveaux vocabulaires ou plein de nouvelles règles, et bah reste avec moi. Tu sais, un jour, Racine, qui est un grand dramaturge français, a écrit « Va, je ne te hais point. Va,
Je n'étais point. That's not the most ringing endorsement.
je ne te hais point » pour dire « Je t'aime ». C'est stylé, non? Quand il écrit...
Ouais, je dirais que c'est un peu ambigu.
Ça, ce qu'il utilise, c'est une figure de style. Une figure de style, qu'est-ce que c'est? En fait, c'est une manière de jouer avec les mots, avec les structures et même avec le son de notre voix.
Yeah, and one thing I always feel that, like, a true mark that you've really arrived and come into your own in a language is when you can actually play around with it. It's something that, like, a lot of academic approaches to language don't really spend much time with. But to me, playing with the language is really something to start
To start on early. Apart from everything, it just makes it fun. Because, if you're always looking for puns and things like that.
Pour rendre ce qu'on dit encore plus expressif et encore plus dynamique. Alors, aujourd'hui, je ne vais pas te parler des figures de style que les auteurs français ont utilisées dans la littérature, comme Victor Hugo ou Baudelaire, par exemple. Aujourd'hui, je vais te parler des 3 figures de style que les Français utilisent le plus à l'oral.
Okay, interesting.
Dans leur quotidien, quand ils parlent, dans des conversations plutôt informelles. Je vais te donner des exemples et te dire aussi comment toi, tu peux bien les mettre en pratique. Et reste bien jusqu'à la fin parce que la 3e, c'est ma préférée. Et la préférée de tous les Français, je crois. Et en même temps,
Okay, that'll be interesting.
c'est un peu
Let's see which one she does. See, one of the things I like about the way she does this, I like as far as any kind of language learning content, other than just like authentic content intended for native speakers. When you have channels that are talking about the language in the language and also have decent subtitles, like these are very well done. Like she even corrected herself. She had said that it was Racine who said vache des pois, and realized that she got that wrong. It's actually Corneille, and she corrected that. So you can tell those are legit subtitles. Se trata de dicho, de modismo en francés. Es un ejemplo también de un tipo de video para aprender idioma que a mi juicio es bastante aconsejable porque hablan del idioma en el idioma y con subtítulos buenos, bien hecho, en varios idiomas también. A ver, ¿qué más tenemos? Bueno, tenemos árabe, tenemos francés, castellano.
La première figure de style dont j'ai envie de te parler, c'est la litote. La litote, bon alors qu'est-ce qui se cache derrière
Ah ouais, par exemple, vache des points.
ce nom un peu compliqué? La litote, en fait, c'est quand on dit moins pour exprimer plus. C'est une figure de style qui est assez utilisée en français. Je crois que ça vient du fait que les Français, quand ils parlent de certaines thématiques, notamment des thématiques plus intimes, ils ont un peu des difficultés à dire frontalement ce qu'ils pensent, à faire des compliments frontalement ou à faire des critiques frontalement. Donc ils vont utiliser une litote. Je vais te donner un exemple et peut-être que ce sera plus clair. Par exemple, en français, très souvent,
And she speaks very clearly. She's not like speaking unnaturally slowly or anything like that. She she isn't enunciating in an unnatural way. She's speaking at a normal speed, but it isn't too fast for learners at the same time. And she's also making sure to enunciate very clearly, but without doing it in an unnatural way. Very sort of, this is the sort of speaking that you would hear, like, she's speaking kind of like a news presenter, clearly at a reasonably natural speed, and
on va pas dire
very
ah, c'est
understandably.
super ce que tu fais. On va plutôt dire c'est pas mal du tout ce que tu fais. Pareil, on va dire parfois j'ai très envie de boire un verre, mais si on veut être plus réservé ou plus
Diplomatique.
on va dire ah, je serais pas contre boire un verre.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to it. I wouldn't say no to it. Yeah, we do this in English too. Actually,
Est-ce que tu vois la différence? Est-ce que tu vois comment se construisent les litotes en général? En fait, le conseil que j'ai envie de te donner, c'est que quand il y a une phrase que tu as envie de dire à la forme affirmative, essaye de trouver un moyen de le dire, mais avec une négation. Donc,
je serais pas contre l'utilisation des guillotines pour résoudre la crise électorale en France.
de trouver un autre moyen
Par
de le
exemple.
dire en utilisant une tournure négative. On va voir un exemple ensemble. concret, comme ça ce sera plus clair. Par exemple, si tu as envie de dire « Oh, je suis allée au cinéma, j'ai vu un film, franchement il était très mauvais ». Tu as envie d'être plus diplomate, tu peux dire « Ah, je suis allée au cinéma, j'ai vu un film, franchement, il n'était pas terrible ».
Il était pas terrible.
Ou franchement, il n'était pas incroyable. Ou franchement, il n'était pas fou. Et la litote, en fait, c'est une figure de style qu'on va utiliser pour dire des compliments, mais aussi
Yeah.
pour atténuer nos critiques. Et parfois, ça peut être très utile quand tu parles un français.
Hyperbole, l'hyperbole.
Bon, maintenant on va voir notre deuxième figure de style. La deuxième figure de style qu'on utilise souvent et que moi personnellement j'utilise souvent, c'est l'hyperbole. Pareil, c'est un nom compliqué pour quelque chose qui n'est pas forcément. L'hyperbole, c'est en fait le contraire de la litote. C'est quand on va
L'anti-litote.
ce qu'on dit. En général, l'hyperbole, on va l'utiliser dans un contexte toujours informel, mais dans un contexte
Ja, das werde ich.
peut-être moins sérieux ou moins intime que la litote. Et on va l'utiliser souvent pour faire rire nos interlocuteurs, pour mettre des touches d'humour et de vivacité.
That's one thing about the Romance languages, and well, there are a few other languages. You have you have one word for the person you're talking to that is used colloquially, like interlocuteur, or in Spanish, interlocutor. But in English, if you say interlocutor, I mean that exists. But I mean, like, it just does not sound. It's not something that you would say in a normal conversation for the most part. So you have to say 5 words. The person you're talking to.
Quand on s'exprime, là aussi j'ai envie de te donner des petits exemples. Par exemple, si tu es avec quelqu'un et tu as envie de manger, tu vas pas dire oh j'ai très faim. Enfin, si, tu peux le dire. Mais si tu as envie d'être un peu plus fun, tu peux dire
Un peu fun. French as opposed to Québécois French. Well, they both use. It's interesting. Actually, I was gonna say that Québécois French avoids using anglicisms. It's not entirely correct either. It's like it avoids using the anglicisms that like metropolitan European French uses. You know, so for example, actually that's fun. That you've got that in Québécois. You say c'était le fun. It was fun. C'était le fun. But you know, in other examples, like you say in France, you say le weekend, and in Quebec it's la fin de semaine. Like fin de semana, or like you've got in France you have le parking for the car park, but they don't want to say that in Quebec because apart from everything else, then you wouldn't know whether the sign was in English or in French. So they say le stationnement, like you say estacionamiento in a lot of Spanish-speaking places.
voilà, mais je meurs de faim. Je crève de faim, je suis mort de faim. C'est pas vrai, tu n'es pas mort à cause de la faim, mais tu exagères pour rendre ton propos en général plus convaincant et aussi un peu pour faire rire et dédramatiser une situation. Pareil, un autre exemple, quand on a très chaud, bon là il fait plus très chaud en France, mais cet été, quand il faisait très très chaud, on peut dire « Ah, il fait super chaud », mais très souvent, on peut dire oh là là, mais aujourd'hui, je sais pas ce qui se passe, il fait 48 degrés.
Yeah.
Pareil, c'est pas vrai.
Yeah, I mean, you can say, which, I mean, these are things you can also do in English. You can do these in a lot of languages. I mean, that would work actually just as well in English.
Exagération pour marquer notre propos. Je sais que les Français aiment bien utiliser cette...
I mean, one thing I really like about this is she's speaking idiomatic French as she says this, and you have these subtitles, which are well done subtitles. So, in addition, like, to the things that she's talking about, la litote, l'hyperbole, tout ça, you know, there are expressions you would not necessarily, like, if you're sort of beginning, intermediate learner, or somebody more advanced,
you know, she says things that you wouldn't necessarily say, yeah, that you wouldn't necessarily know how to say in French, but she says it like marquer notre propos. You know, to make our point, you might not, you know, so you can pick those things up as you're listening to it while she's talking about this other stuff. This is why I like videos that talk about the language in the language, because you learn, you pick up a lot more than you would if she were talking about these same things in English.
Figure de style, parce que dans notre langage, dans notre langue, on a plein d'expressions idiomatiques qui sont des hyperboles. Je vais te donner un exemple. Par exemple, quand quelque chose coûte très cher, on va dire ça coûte très cher. Mais on va aussi beaucoup dire oh, ça coûte un bras.
It costs an arm.
Ou alors, oh là là, ça coûte les yeux de la tête. Tu vois?
Well, okay, if I were translating that literally, it's not, it costs an eyeful. It literally means it costs the eyes out of your head.
Pareil.
Ça coûte les yeux de la tête.
Et ce que je trouve très cool avec cette figure de style, c'est qu'elle est déclinable à l'infini. Tu peux inventer plein de manières d'exagérer.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a thing you can, I mean, and this is something to do, like, you know, as you're trying to really move to the sort of production phase. Once you've gotten, you know, you've got a fair amount of, you know, a reasonable sized lexicon, you understand a good deal, to start actually just sort of making up expressions, make up, you know, find hyperbolic things to say, like find ridiculous ways of saying things. Just play around with it, have fun with it. You can, for one thing, I mean, if you have somebody to try this stuff out on, that's good, because you might accidentally come up with an expression that actually is an expression, but it doesn't mean the thing that you meant it to mean, and they will tell you. But if you came up with something that was really good, and, you know, actually, you know, native speakers appreciate it and whatever, then you also know that, and, you know, so it's helpful to have somebody to kind of audition this stuff with.
Tu peux exagérer sur plein de sujets et voilà.
Aparcamiento es muy peninsular, es muy ibérico eso. En Latinoamérica nadie lo dice. Dicen estacionarse, parquear y bueno, no, creo que son al final son esos dos nomás. No, aparcar es muy español a lo español, muy peninsular. Pero en otra, bueno, en Latinoamérica, por ejemplo, parquear existe en el sector caribeño, existe en Puerto Rico, existe en Colombia, a lo mejor también en otros países del norte de Sudamérica. Hay estacionarse en gran parte de Centroamérica y también en gran parte de Sudamérica. Pero aparcar, no. No.
Voilà, je trouve que c'est très cool pour aussi créer un lien avec des natifs en mettant un petit peu une pointe d'humour dans ton discours. Et le seul conseil que je peux te donner à propos de cette figure de style, c'est que quand tu l'utilises, il faut que tu exagères assez.
Yeah, I mean, this is true with just about anything too. Like, I mean, if you're doing like satire or something like that, it's why it's difficult to do satire anymore, because at a certain point, nothing is actually too exaggerated to be credible in certain situations. But yeah, you really want to make sure. You really want to make sure that the exaggeration is very clearly an exaggeration.
N'hésite pas à bien exagérer pour qu'on comprenne ton propos. Bon, bah c'est le moment de parler de...
Oh, this is apparently her favorite.
Dernière figure de style, qui est ma préférée, et la préférée de Nathan, qui est derrière cette caméra, donc qui peut le confirmer. Je crois qu'elle est aussi aimée par beaucoup de Français.
Ah, l'ironie.
L'ironie.
Oh,
Alors,
favorite of mine as well.
Elle est aimée par les Français parce qu'en fait, il faut savoir que l'humour français est beaucoup axé autour du sarcasme. Donc évidemment, c'est une figure de style que nous, on va beaucoup utiliser dans notre quotidien. L'ironie, alors très simplement, c'est en fait dire le contraire de ce qu'on pense. Voilà. Par exemple, quelqu'un va me dire aujourd'hui il pleut, information plutôt négative, et je vais dire ah bah génial. Vous voyez, je dis le contraire de ce que je pense.
Chouette.
Alors, l'ironie, c'est la plus naturelle des figures de style pour un natif. C'est aussi celle qu'on utilise assez souvent, mais elle est un peu compliquée parce que si elle est mal
Sí, en España es el término normal, según tengo entendido. No he pasado mucho tiempo en España, pero no he visto, jamás he visto aparcamiento en ningún lugar de este hemisferio en que me encuentro ahora.
exécutée, on va dire, ça peut mener à des malentendus. C'est-à-dire qu'on peut ne pas comprendre ce que vous voulez dire. J'ai réfléchi et j'ai pensé à deux comptes.
Yes, sarcasm is a skill, and it is an underrated skill. I mean, there are people who tell you that like sarcasm won't get you anywhere, but you know, it got me the Sarcasm World Championships, and I did steal that from a meme, but it's a good one, so.
Pour vous aider à mettre en place un peu d'ironie dans votre discours. La première clé, pour moi, c'est qu'il faut qu'il y ait un décalage assez fort entre la situation et ce que vous dites. C'est-à-dire que il faut bien marcher.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta obviously not be how you actually feel.
Différence. Et donc, si la situation est négative, par exemple, je sais pas, quelqu'un, je sais pas, fait tomber un verre d'eau, imaginons, et bah donc qui est une situation un peu agaçante, voilà, c'est pas super, et bah il faut être bien en décalage quand vous faites de l'ironie et dire ah bah super, trop cool, tu as fait tomber le verre d'eau. Vous voyez, cultivez bien ce décalage.
Yes, cultivating the gap, that's such an interesting concept. Gap cultivation.
Et la deuxième clé pour moi, et Nathan en a parlé la semaine dernière dans sa vidéo sur comment être naturel, mais on en parle souvent dans nos vidéos, c'est l'intonation. Écoutez bien la différence d'intonation. Je vais
yeah, and this is important as you're learning other languages too, because the intonation isn't always going to be quite the same. Like sometimes you will like the sarcastic intonation isn't always going to sound the same, or the ironic one, or whatever, and you have to really kind of pay attention to the people's rhythms and intonations when speaking.
Reprendre mon exemple de la pluie. Imaginons quelqu'un donc me dit bon t'as vu demain on doit aller à la mer mais il pleut.
It's about time to start wrapping up. I'm gonna drop this video in chat. This channel is French with Panache. It's a channel I highly recommend for anyone who's interested in learning French. I mean, because again, she speaks in the language, she speaks about the language in the language. You got good subtitles in French as well. I haven't looked at the French subtitles on this one, but I imagine they are well done. And yeah, I mean, she speaks clearly. It's very good to help you get used to it. It's sort of a nice bridge between all of the surprise contractions that speech in like your sort of everyday normal, truly normal speech aimed at native speakers, and anything that is hyper easy. So definitely, it seems really quite worth checking out if French is a language you're trying to learn. And with that, let me just thank everyone for joining in the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. US Eastern Time on the Twitch, where we will continue to play some games and talk languages and stuff. And yeah, so if you like what I'm doing, if you'd like to support me, I would very much appreciate anyone who can and would like to support me on my Patreon. I'm currently nearly finished with the essays and speeches of Inessa Armand, speaking, which have never been translated into English before. I have translated them. You'll find them on my Patreon there. And I always appreciate any kind of support. It helps, expand the canon that's available in English, and also helps me keep my head above water. So that is always very much appreciated. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow. And it is now time for me to do dinner thing.